Graham Bishop and we were at the same lunch on Tuesday, I think it was, listening to Mr. Barroso. That was the 100th meeting of the Kangaroo Group, founded in '79. And Mr. Barroso gave his vision of the future of Europe and the future of, especially I would say, the Eurozone. And as you understand, I'm a fan of the Euro, but I'm coming from a country outside the Eurozone, so it's difficult to advocate the Euro in my country at the moment. Mostly they are calling me a traitor, but it will change. It will change. And I asked the question, what will happen to the UK? That was my short questions to Mr. Barroso. And I don't know what Graham will say, but he didn't give any specific answer. Perhaps you can do it, coming from the UK. But for me, and this goes in this context, for me it's vitally important that the UK is in the European Union and a strong voice in the European Union. We don't only have a sort of vodka belt from Finland, Sweden, Denmark, perhaps a part of the Netherlands going down to Britain and Ireland, drinking hot stuff and binge drinking. We also have a view that market economy and free trade is good. And if this, and I really hope this will not happen, if Britain is not a vital voice in the European Union, the voices of countries like Finland, Sweden, Denmark, and also Poland, the Baltic countries and so on, will be weaker. And for the whole of Europe, this would be detrimental, I would say. Not because of that our voices are much better or in quality or so, but it gives the multitude of the European Union. And it also threatens the cohesion of the European Union. And when I'm saying this back home, some of my friends say, oh, well, you're too dramatic. This would never happen again in Europe. And I would say that is very naive. To believe that these two generations in Europe would just be the only ones that can actually preserve stability, peace, and prosperity in Europe. I don't think so. Things happen, and things can happen very rapidly. And therefore, of course, the banking union, to come back why we are here, is perhaps the most important decision ever, at least during this mandate, because it brings the flavor of a new Europe. Everyone perhaps is not liking it. And that goes. I have, right now, before coming here, I have a text message discussion with my deputy prime minister back home about the banking union. I will not reveal what he is saying, and I will not well, can I reveal what I'm saying to him? But I do think that if we cannot sort out this, we will see problems. And some of the countries, and perhaps even some of the colleagues in the parliament, but I hope not, perhaps that is what actually they want. They want a core European Union within the Eurozone, and the others, more or less, we are out. If we don't join fully, we are not there. I can understand that problem. But now we are speaking, I would say, on a much, much severe issues. Because this is actually what's it all about in Europe. I'm telling my citizens back home, you are not supposed to pay for the sinners in other countries, because we had our problems in the 90s. I was a member of the committee, finance committee in Stockholm, when we had an interest rate of 500% going up to 2,000%. Then it's close to a banana monarchy. So we had our problems. But we will also face severe problems if we cannot cope with this situation. Therefore, of course, every one of us has to give in a bit. because otherwise I think the union will go apart. And if the banking unions are not in place, perhaps not the 1st of January, perhaps they could be February, March, or whatever, but the decisions, they have to be there to actually sort out and to cope with the very sincere and difficult problems that we see today. So I will end that up there. I'm a liberal, so I'm an optimist. Liberals, they are all optimists. Some call us naive, but well, I can live with that as well, because I think for the future in the European Union and Europe, we need to have the perspective that actually we can cope with these problems and we can be a vital partner and we can be competitive. As Barroso mentioned, and I do that always also, that even if we are having problems today, Europe is still the strongest economy, globally. And it's not by a coincidence that the Chinese leaders are going to Europe, or perhaps the President Obama is awarding Chancellor Merkel in a more solid way, because we are always depending on each other in these days. And therefore, I hope, of course, as Barroso said, when he's going to China, the US, and so on, they are not asking, specific issues. They are asking, what is the result? What is the answer from Europe and the European Union? And in that sense, I really hope that we'll come up with a solid answer, hopefully before Christmas, and then we can start the negotiations concerning the banking union in January, and end it up so we can have it in place not later than the 1st of March or 1st of April next year. But as I said, I'm an optimist. But you have to bring the financial industry and financial sector, you have to help us to bring back confidence in the business and the industry. I'll try to accommodate and try to look at that we are not doing too much, too eager, try to regulate everything and pull it back a bit. But you have to give me back the trust in the industry, because that is vital. And well, I won't mention any of the mistakes. We all know them. But please, no more mistakes. Thank you.